Hello, 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 and welcome to Fooling Around with Francesca. Who am I? I'm Francesca Gentile, clinical shamanic sexologist, bringing you the science and soul of sexuality, really digging deep into some of life's biggest questions around relationships, sex, identity, happiness, choice, freedom. How do we get to have a life we love? And today we're looking at don't be a relationship psychic. What should you be instead? But I just wanted to let you know that your questions and comments are always very, very treasured and delighted. And I love to have you write where you're watching or listening from, or, you can always let me know what you're doing while you're watching or listening. The dishes, the laundry, something else. But today, once again, we're looking at don't, don't be a relationship psychic. What should we be instead? So, what is a relationship psychic? I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. I know what you mean when you said that. My felt experience of you and this moment is 100% true. So a relationship psychic is, we're all a little bit intuitive. We all have mirror neurons in our limbic system that literally is the source of feeling with each other and having, some kind of sense maybe of what we might be feeling. But how do we know it's accurate? And what do we do with those sensations, with those intuitions to not be a domineering know-it-all relationship psychic? Now, the domineering relationship psychic says things like, I know what you're thinking, I know what you're feeling. Basically, when we're that domineering, know it all relationship psychic, we are saying, I know you better than you know yourself. I know what's best for you more than you know what's best for yourself. Let me tell you who you are. And that is disgusting. It is disgusting. It is irritating. I don't know about you, but even hearing that from anyone, even if I deeply respect them, or even if they are a psychic, is going to bring up my inner rebel. You are not the boss of me. You do not get to tell me who I am. You do not know me better than I know myself. Fuck you. So that it brings up resistance when we come from the relationship psychic, the relationship know-it-all. I know you better than you know yourself. This is, that domineering model of culture that we've been raised in, where parents say that they know better than kids how they're feeling, where we diminish, dismiss, negate what other people are actually trying to tell us, including and especially children. And then we grow up with people telling us, oh, you're not angry, you're tired, you're hungry, you like Aunt Sally. We've been told our whole lives who we are, what to think, what to feel. And then we get in relationship and we think we can do this to each other. No, 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 no. No. Stop. Don't. Stop. Non-consensual know-it-allness, especially with a psychic overtone. Just don't. So what do we do instead? Because we do have feelings, we do. I think I'm picking up something here. I'm wondering if actually about something. I'm wondering if they're really nervous about something. I feel like I'm picking up something, right? So what do we do with that intuition, that sense, that of something that's not being said? We want to shift from the know-it-all psychic to the curiously compassionate empath. I think I'm sensing something and I want to check in. I want to check in. Uh, when you said that you didn't want to visit Aunt Sally, I noticed that I was feeling sad, and I'm just wondering, are you feeling sad? When you said that you, didn't wanna get together tonight, I s I sensed my stomach tightening. Was your stomach tightening? So we notice something, but we actually inquire, or we guess, or we say, this is my favorite 3 magic sentences. "I'm gonna slow this down. This sounds really important. I wanna make sure I'm hearing you accurately. I wanna slow this down. This sounds really important. I wanna make sure I'm hearing you accurately." What I think I'm hearing is that there's a part of you that wants to visit Aunt Sally, and a part of you that's maybe irritated with Aunt Sally, and a part of you that's mourning that Aunt Sally is starting to get Alzheimer's. Is that close? So we start to guess. We take our intuition, we hold it tenderly in one hand. This is my intuition. This is my felt sense. This is my empathy. And let me just get curious. I want to slow this down. This sounds really important. I want to make sure I'm hearing and feeling you accurately. This is called accurate attunement. And honey, if you want to have a great relationship that's super intimate, we want accurate attunement. We want to give it, we want to receive it. It is what was missed in childhood. So we have this deep longing to be attuned to accurately, seen, felt, and heard accurately. We have this deep longing. And in new relationship energy, when all the hormones are pumping, and the dopamine, the adrenaline, the phenylethylamine, we have this high that gives a short high sense of merging. That could be a few weeks, a few months, where all the touches are amazing, where we feel like we have so much in common and you totally get me and I totally get you. But sooner or later, those drugs wear off. And then the work of the relationship begins. And that's where it's really great to have some practices. So moving from the know-it-all psychic into the compassionate path, we want to have, once again, inquiry, like a compassionate questioning. When you said this, I felt this in my body, and I want to check in. Were you feeling it in your body? When I hear that, if it were me, it would mean this. But I want to check in. What does it mean for you? So we want to keep checking in. We want to keep being curious. What does this mean for you? What is this like for you? From my experience or my world or my body, this is what it might mean for me. But what does it mean for you? And I want to slow this down. This sounds really important. I want to make sure I'm hearing you accurately. When you said you were busy tonight, I was curious if a part of you might be wanting space, and a part of you has to do laundry and has things to do. But I'm just curious if a part of you also, maybe feels like you need some space to kind of return to yourself, to listen to yourself. Is that close? So we start to be an inquiry rather than accusation, rather than I know you, I know what you're thinking, I know what you're feeling. And the psychic know-it-all that we really don't want to be is the one that not only accuses people or insists that we know them better than they know themselves, but also that domineering tyrant of a know-it-all psychic that says, my felt experience of myself means that it's true for everyone. My felt experience of myself is true for everyone and gets to dominate the environment. So, let's say for me, it's too loud in here. That would be, my felt experience is that it's too loud in here for me. Doesn't mean that it's too loud in here for everyone. Or my felt experience is that there was something that didn't work the last time we had sex, means that there's something for me to look at. Doesn't mean that you did something wrong. So when we move from the domineering, tyrannical, know-it-all psychic into the curious, compassionate, inquiring empath, we actually start to separate out my truth for myself versus my control over everyone else to try to create safety in my world. My truth for myself versus my attempts to control everyone else. So we are shifting. We've got a few beautiful, beautiful practices, slowing down, questioning our own thoughts and feelings, checking, is it true for me versus is it true for everyone else? Checking in with the other person. When this or this happens, when you say this or this is how it feels in my body, and I want to check in with how it feels in your body. And my personal favorite, 3 phrases of magic. I want to slow this down. This sounds really important. I want to make sure I'm hearing you accurately. What I think I hear you saying is that a part of you, a part of you, a part of you. Extra points, by the way, if you can attune to yourself. I want to slow this down. I want to slow this down. I want to hear me accurately. I want to make sure that I understand myself. I think a part of me is doing this video because I want to help other people. And I think a part of me is doing this video. This is a part of me. Part of me is doing this video because I want other people to be skilled in attunement for themselves. I think a part of me is doing this video so that people can be skilled in attunement and maybe someday actually see, feel, and hear me accurately. And a part of me is doing this because teaching this also is very loving to that little person in me, that little person who wasn't seen, felt, and heard accurately growing up. So let me breathe that in. Am I hearing myself accurately? Am I sending love and compassion to the various parts of me? Self-love for the win. Accurate attunement with self for the win. And I look forward to practicing curious, compassionate empathy with you and having empathy for the know-it-all psychic that tries to control their world because of their own fears and their own traumas, but also inviting them to take a back step so that this more collaborative part of